So after you get it up on ramps, I always like to go and put something behind the tires just to basically chock it. Here are all the things I use on an oil change on this car. So I got a little creeper, I got a cardboard box that's flattened out, I got my oil pan, oil drain pan, and then I've got a filter wrench, a shop towel, and I've got a 19mm socket and socket wrench. It's Castrol Edge 0W20. This is the recommended oil for this Mazda. This filter is a SuperTech ST6607. I normally use a Wix filter, but in this case I couldn't find one at Walmart, so this will have to do, and it says it's good for 10,000 miles. Oil change interval on these cars is 7,500 miles. One thing I will note, the capacity on the vehicle should be 4.4 quarts. If you're changing the filter, it's 4.1 if you leave the filter, which I don't ever really do. I always typically change the filters. So after I've gotten it up on ramps and chocked it, I let the car run a little bit. I let it idle to get it up to a temperature where the oil is going to flow pretty freely. Another thing to do is to take your oil cap and remove it. That will promote oil to drain better. So just put your cap there. And so now it's time to get underneath. For the oil change, I can't tell you how many videos I've seen where people have done oil changes just with no gloves on, barehanded, getting all that oil all over their hands, and I just don't think that's a good idea. So I like to wear gloves. It's up to your preference, but prepping the oil filter. So I like to dip my finger into the new oil and go around the seal with it. Also, I like to fill the oil filter up some. As you pour it in, it'll fill up quickly, but then it'll drain down, you'll notice. This one's sitting about maybe midway, so I'm going to pour a little bit more in. So here's your drain plug. It's a 19mm. It's on the back of the oil pan. I've got my oil drain container underneath, and time to take this off here. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Again, this is why I like to wear gloves. And why I like to have a cardboard box underneath everything, just to keep me from getting oil everywhere. Take the shop rag and wipe this drain bolt off. It's so fucking hot outside, I just feel like laying down underneath here while this oil drains. So fucking hot. Jesus. But what I am going to do is go up top and pour some new oil through, just to help flush out any sediment or anything that may be in the crankcase. So I'm going to do that right now. And you can see now it's starting to pour out clear, so it's a good sign. Basically it's gone through there and it's hopefully picked up any remnants of old oil. Put your drain plug back in now. Make sure you wipe this area dry so that if you have any leaks, you'll be able to identify that there's some oil leaking. I don't have the torque spec on this bolt and this drain plug, but just within reason you want to tighten it up. I'm going to check for leaks afterward anyway, so you should be fine to just tighten it. You're not going to torque on it like Hercules, but you just want to get it on there where it's snug, righty tighty. Get over Now it's time for the oil filter, which is on the other side. It's right here. Take your oil drain container, get it underneath the filter, and if you're lucky, or if you've been changing your own oil, the filter should be only hand tight, so you shouldn't need that wrench. But let's check here. Yep, so it's starting to move, and that breeze feels good. Keep that coming. Oh my gosh. So you're gonna see some oil start to drip. Make sure you got your container underneath this. The good thing is this oil filter is mounted, you know, facing straight up, so it may spill some, but shouldn't spill too much. As I say that, it's leaking like a sieve. I'm gonna get the other hand under here just so when it comes off the threads, it doesn't drop and splash me. There we go. And you can put the filter right here. Has a place for this filter on this drain pan. I feel like I'm saying pan too much. There was a song called Pan by Two Live Crew back in the day. Get everything off with this shop rag and do the same up here at the filter housing. Just kind of clean it up. And still dripping a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Just clean it around the edges. And that should be good. You'll get your new filter that's filled with oil. Put it in place. So here we go with the new filter. Again, I'm going to use two hands like my mama taught me. Again, just hand tighten. You don't have to have this thing on super tight. Just hand tighten it. Wipe the filter off. Get all the oil off of there. Because you no doubt gonna have some on there. Just hand tighten. Hand tighten. And wipe it again. So now you're ready to fill the engine with oil. Or Earl, as I like to call it. Alright, like I said, it's right around 4.4, so I think 4.5, somewhere in that range. It's okay if you can win a little bit over. 0.1 of a quart's not going to hurt anything, but you know, just you know, this is a 5-quart container, so I'm going to pour this down until I feel like it's down low, you know, towards the bottom of the container, and then go from there. Having one of these funnels is very helpful to keep from spilling oil everywhere. There's a little measurement on the back of this container so you can see where the oil is, and so I'm underneath the 1.0 mark, so I'm going to stop there. Put your cap back on. Hope y'all can hear me over this truck over here. Somebody cutting down a tree in my neighborhood. So after you've filled the oil up, you want to crank your engine. Make sure that let it idle. I'll probably let it idle for a few minutes. After that, you're going to go underneath the car and check your drain plug and your oil filter and make sure you don't have any leaks happening. And then a final step would be to take the car down off the ramps and you know, let it sit for a little while, you know, 10-15 minutes, and then while it's not running, obviously let it sit there and check your dipstick to see where you are. You may need to fill some more. Hopefully I'm close to the top mark with what I put in. Top it off, you know, when you notice that it's underneath the top mark. You want to get as close to it as you can. So that's my video. Hope you like it. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Holy shit, that air feels good. Woo! It is hot as a sumbitch. Alright, I forgot to mention, after you've done all the work, you can also treat yourself to a high chew. It's a delicious, tasty morsel. I really enjoy these. Way more than I should. I got a green apple and mango. So I'm gonna eat these for lunch.